I want to start this off by asking y'all a question, one that I've proposed to you all before. Do you really think you have free speech? Like, seriously, do you really believe that you have this so-called freedom of speech that a piece of paper granted you as a human being? But nevertheless, let's just keep it here. Do you really think that you have free speech? If your answer is like, unequivocally, yes, we have the freedom of speech, I can say whatever I want when I want, then I'd have to go out on a limb and say, you're not talking about anything important. You're not talking about the secrets that the governments want to keep away from the masses. You're not waking people up. You're not exposing the truths. You're not exposing the lies that we've been told. You're not saying anything against the grain. Now, if that sounds like a harsh statement, let me just speak from my perspective. I'm coming off of my little 1 week ban. Well, I took my own time off because I just didn't feel like recording. But I got my little YouTube strike, because I exposed some things that I saw on the internet. Mind you, some things that I saw on the internet. I said that I saw something. And that's what they flagged the video for, removed it, and gave me my little strike and my little warning and all that type of stuff. But the funny thing is, with that video, I knew it was going to get flagged. I was more so conducting an experiment. There are things that YouTube does not want you to see. YouTube is owned by what company? Google. What is it that you do every time you have a question nowadays? You Google things, so they can literally control the information that you receive. So if you talk about certain things, they will remove all content in regards to it. Now, this shouldn't get me flagged or anything, because this is literally what happened. I'm speaking from experience, my interactions with YouTube. But my video got flagged for misinformation on the 2020 presidential debate. I have also received a warning on my channel from speaking about David 91 conversations. Now, if you actually read these community guidelines, you have to really take a step back and be like, wait a minute. Why can't I speak about that specific thing? That's weird. Why can't I speak about that specific thing? There's too much misinformation going on around. There's too much misinformation, but we are pumping sugar into all of our candies, cookies, and cakes, and we're not talking about that? Or how some of this material that is targeted towards children is a little bit too mature for the 4-5-year-old mind. But that can go around rampant. But when something actually involves the lives of millions and billions of people, wait, we can't talk about those particular things? What information don't you want the masses to hear? Because it was a multi-pronged experiment. That video was 45 minutes, and I touched on all the key buzzwords, the trigger words, and all that type of stuff that I could throw in one video. That video was 45 minutes. When you are dealing with a dictatorship, when you're dealing with an entity that is the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Oh yeah, the dictator. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, when you're dealing with a dictatorship, aka YouTube, they can discipline you, and then when you appeal it, they are in control of if that appeal is heard or not, if it's honored or not. Wait, what? Does that sound right? So you can make a decision, and then it's up to you to decide if you made the right decision. Well, damn, if that's the case, you're going to be making the right decision often. That sounds pretty ass backwards. That sounds like there's no checks and balances in play. That sounds like you're able to control things without any repercussions. Wait a minute, this sounds kind of sketchy. What I wanted to get at by that point is either, number one, the people that review these things don't care. They have a certain set of parameters that they're supposed to look for, and if they find them, it's their job to say that's bad, deny, block, remove, censor. Oh wait, free speech, but they can censor you when they don't like your message. Okay, cool. But then also too, the more realistic approach is the AI, the automated intelligence that they utilize in the YouTube Google algorithm It's just set to certain keywords and certain groupings of words that it can just automatically pick up and automatically censor the content that it doesn't want on the internet. This is why people move over to platforms like Rumble, because you can truly say whatever it is that you want. This actual freedom of speech is up to the viewership to practice their discernment to see what is right for them. But when you completely eradicate one side of an argument and only leave your masses with seeing this one thing, when people come from that other cloth, the other mindset, they're going to look crazy, because it's like, wait, that's like, we haven't been taught anything outside of this thing that I saw on my popular social media platforms and my mainstream media news outlets. So wait, what are you talking about? You're weird. Boo, shame this man. That's the world you live in. So as I said, if you said that you have true freedom of speech, you're not talking about anything important. You're not waking people up. You're not exposing the lies that they want hidden. You have to keep in mind, I only have, 2,000 subscribers? Shout out to y'all for the milestone, by the way. It's like, I have 2,000 people, but yet they feel the need to censor and watch my stuff in particular. I told y'all I'm on a list. They know who I am better than I know who I am, because, the erased memories and DNA blocks and all that type of stuff. Listen, you have to realize they can't silence everyone unless some real crazy things start to happen. They can't silence everyone. If you have information, share it. A lot of people get silenced because they're scared of being silenced. They're scared of being disciplined. They're scared of going against the grain. I'm never trying to sit here and incite violence, ever. I've spoken on some racial things. I've spoken about police officers, the way they treat people and this and that. And so I'm never here to incite violence. I just say, hey, yo, but if that makes sense, why doesn't this make sense? This thought form over here, this way of thinking over here. All I'm trying to do is put my thoughts out to the world. And you come to find out, wait a minute, a lot of people tend to think the way I do. They're just too scared to vocalize it. They have platforms, they have viewerships, they have a following, so they can't talk about certain topics, but they agree with it. They wish they could speak out on it. Why can't you? Who's stopping you from vibrating your vocal cords to a certain frequency to utter a couple of words? Who's stopping you? Only you can stop you. But if they implant certain thoughts in your head, they implant certain images in your head, of, never rise up, just do your part. The tallest nail gets hammered. All these little sayings that keep you in your place, man, fuck all that, man. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say. I'm gonna just be real. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. See, I'm at the level of maturity where I can just be wrong about something, but hey, I didn't know. My bad. That's just how I saw it. I didn't get that piece of information that you got. But very seldomly, like I just don't find myself being wrong when I make a call on something, because I'm being divinely led by my intuition, by my ancestors, by higher level entities, by my higher self, my inner self, whatever. Something's helping me out to the point that I rarely make wrong calls on shit. And it's just like, I just sit back and watch it. I have something I think is going to happen and I watch it. So am I watching that movie or am I manifesting it? I really don't know. Maybe it's one, maybe it's the other, maybe it's a mixture of both. I don't know. But here's the thing. I speak so freely because people connect with it. They resonate with it. They're like, even for people that are just waking up to the conspiracies that aren't conspiracies, or waking up spiritually, people need to hear different ways of thinking. They need to hear different voices. For example, I was when I was in college, I took organic chemistry twice, right? The first time the teacher was just ass. He could not relay the information to that whole big ass room of people. He's just reading off things, expecting 300, 400, 500 people to understand what he's talking about, right? So I dropped that class and I retook it the following semester. The next semester, it's this hippie dude who literally walks in with a tie-dye shirt, and the first thing he does is shows us the chemical composition of what your body does, like the molecular formula for this big ass complicated ass molecule that's formed to digest alcohol in the body. I was like, oh shit, that's interesting. Whoa. Okay, I want to learn how you made that. You see, It's all about the different presenter. Some people can go with the boring lecture style, and sometimes you need the hipster hippie teacher that did some coke before he came into class. It's like teaching you something. You need to hear different voices on the same topic. Find what works for you. Some people like rap music. Okay, are you like a KRS-One type of person, or are you like a Lil Baby type of person? It's all rap, it's all hip hop, but it comes from a different presenter. It comes in a different package. And some people would say if they were only forced to hear Lil Baby, they say I'd hate rap, but they never knew who KRS-One. That's what censorship is. Censorship says we will never tell you who KRS-One is. We'll never show you Mick Jenkins. We'll never show you A$AP Rock. These are just plugs for people that I like. A$AP Rock, AESOPROCK. Okay, so nevertheless, they don't want you to see that. They want you to see Future. They want you to see Nicki Minaj. They want you to. That's who they want you to see. That is why the conspiracy people ask those questions about these celebrities. Okay, wait a minute. There's so many talented people over here that don't even get an inkling of attention at their tryouts on their YouTube pages and blah blah blah. But then you did. But wait, at the top level, it seems like all of y'all do some weird stuff. It seems like all of y'all do some weird demonic stuff when you're at that level of S class A-list celebrity. Wait, hold on. Why were you picked by Hollyweird, knowing how Hollyweird gets down? Hold up. And when you start to expose things like that, that's when you get silenced. So you're telling me that she can do this, homeboy, Mr. Nas X can go over here, and I just don't want to give the whole name. I don't want to give energy to the whole name. But it's like he's over here twerking on the devil. She's over here with a lizard tongue. She's laying in a bed full of just red demonic type of stuff floating up and all these. Wait, so that's allowed to come up here, but I can't tell you about some cool artifact I talked about or something that I have a thought. I can't even tell you my thoughts, but that's allowed? Wait a minute, why is that allowed? And when you start asking the right questions, you start looking for your answers. And you'll quickly realize when you're starting to get into dangerous territory that the enemy's secrets start starting to be revealed, you have to almost force their hand. See, for me, it's always been an intellectual war. It's been a mental. I've always been in my mental world. So for me, I said, okay, I have an experiment that I'm going to conduct by bing, by the boom, and I'm going to make the invisible hand show itself. They show themselves by what they censor. Why is all this stupid shit allowed on the internet and TV? Why is all that allowed? But this isn't. Why are all these lies in the history books? But this isn't. Why is that lie being propped up, but the real truth is being hidden? Wait a minute. Why do I believe the things that this society is telling me? Wait a minute. Why am I not speaking out about this? Wait a minute. Why is it that I'm not getting 10 million views on this? Wait a minute. Why is it that my video went from 100 views average down to 10 in one day? Wait, why is it that video popped off and they went to automatic stardom, but these group of people over here, wait a minute, this shit's rigged. There you go. But no, man, one of the things about getting censored by YouTube, which is so fun, is it shows the hidden hand. It shows the censorship, but it also just fires me up because it just shows that I'm not wrong. I'm not crazy. There is a force behind here, and every once in a while I bump into that invisible wall. This time, I literally said, I'm going to go up and touch the wall. I'm going to go up and poke the bear. That's what I'm going to do. Everyone that is called crazy, like damn, what's his name? I can see his face. Orlando Brown. I love looking at the comments in his videos because what is it that they do? They call him crazy, but the thing is, it's like, homie has seen some things. Those dudes like the homeless war veterans what are they called? He's a crazy war vet. Crazy because he's seen some things. He was asked to do some things, and it does some things to your mind. You know what I'm saying? But Orlando Brown, he be dropping the gems of what's going on in Hollyweird. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not calling it Hollyweird because he did. That's just what it is. It's a weird place. But when he's just a voice that can't be silenced, They choose to make him look crazy. They choose to make conscious people look crazy. They try to demonize you. Yo, they're doing demonic stuff. They're burning sage and doing mantras and mudras. That's witchcraft. Stay away from that. And then we over here chilling here singing Kumbaya, passing the peace pipe like, demonic? What? Nah, fam, you can't see the energies latching on to you, but I'm demonic? Anyway, bro, so what was that higher level conversation that we were having? You know what I'm saying? It's like we're living in peace, but they want to lie to you and control your mind. My mind's just going all over the place because, it's just funny to me. I want to wake up people. I want to teach people, but sometimes I welcome myself to be at the opportunity to be wrong. But let me just put something out there to make sure that you don't agree with me all the time. I want people to disagree with me. I want people to challenge me. I want people to do that. But if I'm right, then give me my flowers. If I'm wrong, state your opinion and we can have a discussion. It's just that simple. We all need different opinions. We all need to be able to vocalize ourselves. But there are a lot of powers that be that are keeping us quiet. They're pumping a certain narrative and silencing another. That is the reality of the situation. If you don't want to wake up to it, that's your fault. Till the next one.